Hi gardening friends, today I wanted to walk around and show you what was blooming in my garden early June. Yes, I'm still waiting for the roses to give me their first flush, but I do have a lot of other beautiful things that are blooming. Look at this beautiful azalea. This is I think a rhododendron, and it is in full beautiful bloom. I'm loving the red color on this. It's so vibrant in the garden and the blooms are really pretty. And I know doesn't bloom for a long time, but it gives me a good show at least for 2 weeks. So I'm really happy to have this in this spot in the garden, and every time it blooms it really lights up this side garden. I also have another rhododendron in the back that's blooming really pretty. This is called English roseum. Beautiful. The other one is, I think, hot red or something like that. Gerard's hot red. I don't remember the name fully, but it's a red rhododendron. It's a smaller one. And this one is really happy in this spot as well, and it's looking really good. The blooms are a nice lighter crystally pink, which looks really pretty. It glows and it's getting a lot of new growth as well, so which is exciting. It's getting finally settled in this spot and it's growing. Love how this looks. These are probably my only 2 successful rhododendrons in the garden. I don't have too many, but I just love when these bloom and they look really pretty in the garden. So just thought I would show these to you and show you what else is blooming today. I do have lots and lots of alliums that are popping up everywhere, and they are really pretty. I love the pops of purple everywhere in the garden right now, and it's almost like, you know, you tuck in these beautiful alliums and you forget that they were there, and they pop up and they just look so beautiful, magical, and almost whimsical in the garden. They just really light up the garden area so much. I just love how they are popping up everywhere and looking so beautiful in the garden. Let me just take you for a little walk in the back garden first today, and then we'll go out in the front garden as well. Beautiful blooms are getting ready. I think 9 barks are really growing. Everything is getting a lot of rain this year, so things are really popping up and looking great. Lots of buds on hydrangeas. I'm excited. This is the endless summer, I think, bloom-struck hydrangea. It's looking healthy and it has a lot of buds. This is a normal endless summer, and this is not looking that great, but I think it's coming back, and I do see some blooms forming on it. So it died back quite a bit in the ground. So let's walk here and show you what the shade garden is looking. Shade garden is filling in beautifully. Look how lush it's looking, and it's looking gorgeous. I am really loving this Orium Japanese maple here. It's really glowing in this spot and looking beautiful. Let's see if we can catch some other blooms. I do have daffodils that are still blooming. Isn't that fun? It's first week of June and I still have some daffodils that are still blooming and looking pretty good for this time of the year. Here's another look at the shade garden. Let me just pan around and show you. Don't mind this things just sitting around everywhere, because I've been in and out doing a little bit here and there in the garden, and it's just stuff that is you know, things are just happening in the garden, as well as enjoying some of this beautiful bloom. I can see a beautiful flower stalk on my Regersea, so I'm excited to see it bloom. There's a couple of flower stalks on it. These hydrangeas are also putting on a lot of growth, so I'm hopeful that they're gonna have some blooms. The iris have bloomed and some of them have flopped over. There's a lot more iris in the front. I need to actually cut these and put them in a vase. I like to enjoy them in a vase, because when they hit the ground like this, they're really nice in a vase, and I can just cut them and take them inside. We've had lots of wind, so things are, you know, flopping because of that. Actually, I do have a beautiful yellow iris which is blooming for the first time. This is called Harvest of Memories. I only remember the name of this one because I specifically bought this variety because it was a reblooming iris, and this is the first time it is actually blooming, so I'm excited to see what this is gonna look like. I do also have these beautiful, I think they're called cornflowers. These are perennial ones, and these are blooming. Aren't they beautiful? I love this color and the whimsical flower. It's really delicate and beautiful. And here I think I also have a white and purple variety that's blooming here as well. This is gorgeous. Look at how delicate these are. Beautiful. The lilacs are almost done blooming. They are fading, the flowers, so I have to come and cut them off. But here's a look at the garden from this angle, and let's walk over on this side and see what's blooming. I do have 9 barks that are budded up, so they should be blooming soon, and I'll show you those blooms when they start to bloom. But I do have peonies that are really thick and fat and budded up, and they're just ready to open, and I love how beautiful and fat these blooms are, these buds are. They always make me excited. Look at all the ants on it, sucking the sap. Beautiful. Look at the alliums. I just love this view here with this lilac. This is the bloomerang, dark purple, I think, lilac. Isn't this gorgeous? This is such a beautiful sight. This lilac has really come into its own this season. It's grown quite big. It's looking great, and I love how this one looks. I also have lots of alliums in here mixed with the peonies, and they're looking great. So just loving this beautiful lilac. It is gorgeous. Look at how many blooms it has on it. Smells wonderful, and it also reblooms for me. If I deadhead it, I give it a little cut back after it's done blooming, it is going to bloom again later on in the season. Here is string theory Amsonia. It is also starting to, these were new plants that I planted this year, so I'm excited to see them bloom. And also these are boom chocolata geraniums, so I'm also excited to see those bloom. Penstemon should come into bloom soon as well. Lots of buds on roses, so we will do a tour of the roses once they start to bloom. But here there is more alliums that are blooming. Here is a sapphire indigo clematis. Isn't this beautiful? I recently planted it in this spot. It is a low growing, almost like a ground cover type clematis, and I just love how this looks in the garden. I love that color. It's so vibrant. What else is happening? Little blooms on a weigela here. It's gorgeous too. I love how it's mingling with the with those little chives. And here are more iris blooms. These are gorgeous as well. I love how this yellow and purple looks together. There's more of them in the back there. I just like the color echo of the purple repeated throughout the garden with the iris at this time of the year. And these are another pinkish colored bearded irises as well. I don't remember the names of these irises, but they are all beautiful. I just love how they look. I think these might be the Harvest of Memories iris as well, because they are just starting to open. They are beautiful yellow. More alliums, salvias are opening up everywhere as well. And my veg garden looks really good right now. It's calm. It hasn't grown as much because we've had really cold weather. I love the leaves on the transcandia. Yeah, I forget what it's called, but I think it's the it gets these beautiful purple blooms. It's transcandia, I think, but it is the chartreuse colored one, and it's beautiful as well. It looks great. Yeah, columbine is still blooming in different places. I'm just excited about these salvias coming into bloom. I love salvias. I do have a beautiful 9-bark that is budded up all the way here with the clematis kind of intermingling with it. Just love that. I love when plants are touching and, you know, just working together. That's the best look for me. These tulips are still blooming. Probably the last of my tulips that are still blooming. Yeah, and these have gone over. These were really beautiful. They were glowing, but they've gone over now, and so I think by the end of the week they should all shatter, and I will cut the flower stems back and let them collect energy. And I do have beautiful astrantias that are coming into bloom soon. Lots and lots of buds on my pop star hydrangea. I was worried because it kind of died to the ground, but it's doing okay. It's starting to produce blooms, so that's really good. And then beautiful geraniums are in full bloom. I need to come in and thin out some of these mycorrhiza geraniums. They've kind of really grown this year. I love the look of it, but I just don't want them to eat up my hostas. So I just need to like thin the edges a little bit, push them back a little bit, and then move them to other parts of my garden. Columbine is blooming. This is really pretty. I planted this variety a few years ago. I don't know the name, but it's beautiful. It's got a really nice flower. This is another geranium. I think this is called Bicovo, and it's also very pretty. Lots of buds on it. And sweet woodruff is also blooming in here. And I also planted this little simple planter with some begonias. These are the Surefire pink begonias. I planted 2 plants in here. And I also planted some babies of my heucheras, my lime heucheras in here, just to kind of add as a filler, because these will get a little bit tall and big, and they're supposed to get really big. So I'm trying these out and seeing how they do in this pot. And I also planted a couple of Surefire cherry cordial begonias here. One there, one there. I'm not very big on annuals. I don't plant a lot of annuals, but I do like to dot in a few annuals here and there. So I did plant a couple in there. I also have herbascum that's blooming here. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. I wasn't sure if this was gonna come back for me or not, but it has, and it's really pretty. And I also wanted to show you, I planted one salvia in here. I think it's playing fuchsia, playing something like that. It's a proven winner salvia. I love this pink color. And I also planted a couple of my dahlias in these pots. I have the peaches dahlia in here. So I think the color peach will look really good in this pot. So I planted those in there as well. I'm trying to use the plants that I have in my garden in these pots and keep the pots really simple. That's the goal. I might, you know, if I find some trailing plants, I might put a couple in here just to kind of fill the pot. But I'm okay if it's just dahlias as well. It's still gonna bloom and look really nice. What else is happening? Oops, I almost was gonna fall down on that. I have a little chicken wire there. I almost tripped on it. But yeah, this is what the back garden is looking like today. It is, I think, 2nd of June, and it is 3rd of June, I think, early June. And I'm still waiting for my roses to come into bloom, and that is going to be a whole nother video with all my roses, and sharing those with you, because I have a lot of roses. If you are a rose fan like me, look out for those videos. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, more of my garden, please do follow along, like, subscribe, and look out for my videos on different plants. Do have a weigela, wine and roses, No, that's not wine and roses. That is the pink one. I'm forgetting the names, but it's a proven winners weigela, and it's gorgeous. It's blooming as well. I do also have a red one that's blooming here. I didn't even notice it. They are just coming into bloom, these weigelas. I love how they look in the garden. I love the tubular flowers, and hopefully the hummingbirds will find them and come to these weigelas. They are beautiful. Salvias are coming into bloom. Oh my god, I think my orange bearded iris is going to bloom for the first time this year. I see it there. It's gorgeous as well. And I do have beautiful yellow iris here that are blooming. I always love this swath of iris when it comes into bloom. It's really, really pretty. I do have a Jacob's ladder in the back there that's blooming. It's just a very shady spot, so it kind of blooms and then just disappears after a few weeks. And this is my orange bearded iris that I'm excited to see what that's gonna do. It hasn't bloomed for me yet because I've kept moving it because I wasn't sure where I was gonna have it. So I think it's found its home right now, so it's blooming. What else is happening? Beautiful. I love the color on this. It's just stunning. So many buds on the roses. I can't wait for the roses to bloom, especially my Florentina, because it's ginormous. It's really big. So yeah, here's a look at the garden from here. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this time of the year. It's beautiful. Here's a look at the front garden. The front garden is looking really beautiful at this time of the year. I do have a beautiful delphinium there. This is called cobalt blue, I think, and it's beautiful. It's got a really nice blue color with the white eye, and it's looking really, really beautiful. Lots and lots of alliums are in bloom everywhere, and it's looking really, really pretty. Let me show you. Let me just walk over and show you. The alliums are looking really, really beautiful in the garden right now. And the chartreuse on the loose nepeta has been blooming really early for me, and it's still blooming very well. Lots of bees are enjoying it, as you can see this early that they are still on it. The bonfire euphorbia is in full bloom as well. Beautiful white iris. I love when these white bearded irises bloom. They are just beautiful. They glow at night. And I especially love it with the crystal blue salvia that's in the back, the light blue, and it looks really, really pretty. I also have beautiful listrantias that are blooming here. I wanted to show those to you. And they're gorgeous. Roses are still to come. Here's another look at the delphinium. That's beautiful. Beautiful lilac here as well in bloom. It's looking really, really pretty. Look at the colors on these blooms. Gorgeous. My double play doozy spireas are quite budded up as well, and they should bloom as well soon. The colors on the hokras are just popping here. I just love these colors, especially with my Japanese maple there. That's Lilianne's Jewel Japanese maple. And look at the colors on its leaves and the variegation. It's just a beautiful Japanese maple. And I think this year you can really, really see it grow, and it's bigger than it ever was. So it's really, really pretty. This part of the garden has come along. There's a lot of bloom in terms of lavender and salvia here. There's Caradona salvia and super blue lavender that's blooming there. And lots of roses, new roses that are planted here. It's still to come, which I will share with you when they bloom. Yeah, and the catmint is coming into bloom. Here's a pan at the Boulevard Garden. This is looking really, really pretty as well. Lots of little geraniums and things are just blooming and filling in. I'm just amazed at how much this garden has grown over the last little while, and it's filling in really nicely. Here's a beautiful geranium, a dark leaf geranium that's been in bloom for a while now. It's looking beautiful. And I just seeded my grass, so it is looking a little bit like a work in progress, but that's okay. This part of the garden is also looking really good. Lots and lots of alliums. The fire witch dianthus has come into full bloom. These are gorgeous little blooms. I also have the paint the town magenta dianthus, I think it's called, also in bloom. So I have two pink dianthus here that are in bloom. Geranium Roseanne has come into bloom in different spots of my garden as well. And I have a totally tangerine geum that's just starting to bloom, which is really late for it, but it's just starting. Lots of peonies here, just really getting ready to pop. These should, I think by the end of the week, I should see a flower or two from this one. And it's looking really good. Salvia here, this is one of my oldest salvia. This is coming into bloom as well. Beautiful alliums in bloom here. Just looking gorgeous. I just love them so much. I wanted you to have a view of this garden before my roses start to open, because then it's just gonna change the colors so much in this garden. Right now everything is just green, purple, slight pinks, and then once the roses come in, it'll just change. It'll be like this riot of color in here. So I just want you to see what this garden looks like without the roses, without them blooming just yet, and with the roses it's going to be a different garden, which I love. The dynamic nature of the garden where it changes with whatever else is blooming is just beautiful. Just loving it. Anyhow, this is the Boulevard garden. I did also wanted to show you this one. It's a mismatch, like a kitchen sink garden, but I love how it's come together. There's lots of iris blooming here, and they are also looking really pretty. Look at these iris, they're beautiful. Just loving the colors on the yellows, and it's just a mix of colors in here, which is really fun. And that's what I like about this garden. There were no rules. It was just whatever plant didn't, was on clearance or was like not fitting in my backyard, I just dug it and put it in here, and it was just lovely to see this come together. It's one of my favorite little gardens, and it's just a beautiful little spot in here, and I just love the iris in here as well. They're looking really good. All right.